Crap. Chat, you're gonna have to bear with me 2 seconds here because my Twitter's being in. There we go. If you do that the whole stream.
I will try not to.
I know we didn't do an intro today, like I usually. I know I didn't do my usual intro screen jazz stuff, but we are here with a bunch of severe thunderstorms. So welcome back to another severe weather coverage live stream. My name is Morgan J. Fold. This afternoon, we have a widespread threat of severe weather all the way down from Del Rio through Southern Ontario and Southern Quebec. We have modes of severe weather that will be possible today. So we're really just going to be taking this as it goes, figuring out all the stuff that's going on. So that did just get issued. All right. They just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northern Maine, so I feel like that would be a great place to start. So welcome one, welcome all. Hope you all are having a fantastic day. We are going to get into this here. I'm going to get up my pen tool here, though. There we go. Crap. Are you serious? Show up. Oh my gosh. Alright, so just general perspective here. We have severe weather all the way from the border of Mexico and Texas to Southern Ontario, Southern Quebec, Northern Maine, Northern New Hampshire, Northern New York, Northern Vermont, all that. And in between, we have a bunch of severe thunderstorms that are also forming. There's a small chance of tornadoes today for the northern half of Maine and the very northern half of very northern portions of New Hampshire. So there's that. But for the most part, it's damaging winds and large hail. So that's really what we're going to be. It's a widespread thing. So we're just going to be taking keens to get this out to as many people as possible. Hello, Mazda. Hello, Baseball Science and Gaming. Hello, Sonomi. Hello, Sarah. Downstairs watching golf. Yeah, I don't understand why I'd fall asleep about that. It's 101 in South Texas. So, you guys can see by the map that I have up right now, the bits and bobs of pinks in the temperature in the observations that I have here. So we've got 90s across portions of the Mid-Atlantic, across portions of Florida, across portions of the southern states. We even have a couple of 90s in New York. Really a lot of heat infiltrating the entire eastern half of the United States today. So, so we do have a lot of stuff going on in Canada, so I'm going to get to that as well, among other things. We did have some stuff back towards the Toronto metro, but that has since cleared. We have severe thunderstorms now bearing down on the Montreal vicinity. And if I bring over my radar scope here, funny, you guys will see, I know this is a little bit strange, a little bit off, but you will see that there are a bunch of severe thunderstorms that are overspreading the area. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for areas north of Trois-Rivières, north of Quebec City, for nickel-sized hail and strong wind gusts, among other things. So you can just see on reflectivity itself, a lot of those higher values of a lot of those higher reflectivity values. Anywho, what I was saying. A lot of severe thunderstorms that are now starting to approach areas along the St. Lawrence, so Trois-Rivières, Quebec as well. Yeah, a lot of these higher reflectivity values. I should change the color of my pen because that is not visible. A lot of these higher reflectivity values that are starting to push off towards the east at this point in time. And to that note, one of those storm lines is now starting to push through areas in northern Maine. There go new warnings. As I say, warnings aren't coming up for some reason or another. So we're going to switch back radars here. Let's drop back towards this way, and you can see even more severe thunderstorms that are currently moving through the area. The radar isn't obviously as good, but look at all of these severe thunderstorms moving towards Ottawa. A lot of strong damaging winds that are now starting to move on through to the east and the northeast. These are going to be pushing off towards the Russell, Ottawa, Orleans, Canada areas. So, local give you a forecast for Austin, Texas today. Austin is in the severe weather risk. If you can see down below in my severe weather text, you will see that Austin, I believe, is in the slight risk for severe thunderstorms. So you guys are going to have some thunderstorms to watch out for later on in the afternoon. But as of right now, you guys are just dealing with ridiculous heat. So you guys can take a look. See all the strong gusty winds that are moving on through. Strong damaging winds indicated by the higher values of velocities here, and even on the northern edge as well. Areas north of Ottawa are actually heading closer to Ottawa. So a lot of stuff going on here across the board. And these severe thunderstorms are going to continue to push off towards the north and east, towards the Montreal area later on in the afternoon. There's a special marine warning for areas of Lake Ontario as a result of the southern edge of these storms. Let us, though, for the moment, until something really calls for this, let's drop over to some mainland coverage. So there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Columbus, Ohio. There's one also for Ashland, Ohio. Damage threat considerable tag is also in effect for this storm. There is a bit of hail going on with this, and some strong damaging wind gusts. So they are expecting for some golf ball sized hail and 60 miles per hour wind gusts to be embedded with this storm as this heads up along the I-71 corridor towards the Akron areas. So you guys are in those areas, you definitely need to be watching out for some severe thunderstorms pushing on through your area in the near term. Areas like Roseburg, Ashland, Jeromesville, and a new tornado warning has just been issued. It is for Arkansas, so we're going to drop
tornado warning for western Newton County in north central Arkansas.
So they have pulled the trigger on a tornado warning for the Jasper area. I feel like I've covered this area before. So let's take a look at velocity, and yeah, with one of these supercells, there is definitely some rotation that's starting to move off towards the Parthenon areas. North of Swain is going to be going across State Route 21 in the near term. So if you guys are in these areas, you do need to be watching out for this and taking your proper precautions. Get underground or get into the lowest airmost part of your building, like a bathroom or closet, an interior room without any windows, so you can put as many walls between yourself and the possible tornado on the ground as possible. A lot of mini supercells that are starting to move on through this area here. One that has the tornado warning here. There's even one down by Limestone, one by Cass, one by St. Paul. So a bunch of these storms that are starting to rotate and push off towards the north and east that will have the potential to produce tornadoes. So guys, we got to get this information out to as many people as possible, all right? This is a lot of activity that's starting to move on towards the north and east, really across the United States. So like we said, we're going to drop back to this. A lot of activity up and down the United States today. So we're talking about all the way from San Antonio through Presque Isle, Maine. And in fact, that Maine severe warning is a damage threat considerable tag. So we're going to actually drop to that for a second here. just really quickly, and then we'll go back to this. So there are a few thunderstorms that are starting to move on through, and yeah, a lot of strong gusty winds with that. Goodness. So you can see kind of a little bit of a bowing segment that's now starting to push off towards the east, heading up towards the Caribou areas. So if you guys know anyone in the Clayton Lake, Dickey, St. Francis area, Eagle Lake, you guys need to be watching out for that and taking your proper precautions when the storms get to you. These are moving east at 65 miles an hour, highway speeds, all right? And especially when you're talking about these areas in northern Maine, highway speeds are like 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour maybe. So it is definitely important that you're watching this and taking your proper precautions when you see these storms get into range of your area. Maybe a little bit of hail actually on the southern flank of this as well. I'm seeing possibly quarter-sized hail values that are starting on the southern edge of this storm. But the main threat is the damaging wind gusts, and radar's reading almost 60, 70 miles per hour wind gusts, although this is looking up fairly high in the atmosphere. So a lot going on with that as that heads towards Caribou. This is the area of the 5% tornado risk, so if I drop back up here and we take a look at the tornado risk, there is a 5% for northern Coos County in New Hampshire, as well as the northern and western borders in Maine here. So that's something to note. That's something that's going to be quite the possibility to watch for as these storms in particular start to move off towards the east, possibly intersect with that environment that will be able to maybe produce a tornado. So we're going to drop back down to here at this point, and let's take a look. So it looks like this storm may be starting to move toward the tornado warning storm. Both of these storms look like they're rotating, and in fact, that may be a CC drop that we got going on right there. That may be a correlation coefficient signature, which would be indicating some debris that is being lifted into the atmosphere. That may be a tornado on the ground, ladies and gents. So if you guys are in the Murray area, north of Swain, like I said, along State Route 21, you guys need to be taking your proper precautions. This could be a tornado on the ground right now, and spectrum width does indicate there to be some turbulence heading towards the ground. So this is the wind speed heading towards the ground. A lot of higher values there in the 20 and 30 knot ranges. 15, 20, 30 knot ranges. So if you guys are in these areas of Murray, it is important that you guys are taking your proper precautions, like I said. So folks, continue to spread this information with as many people as possible. That is certainly a tornado now on the ground heading towards Murray. So if we take a look at ZDR, you can see the lower values in the negative decibels range, indicating that there is a tornado ongoing in this area. Correlation coefficient values, the blue dots showing some particular matter in the atmosphere. So in this case, it is debris being wafted in the form of trees, in the form of possibly even houses, debris, stuff like that. So if you guys are in the Murray area, you need to be taking your proper precautions. This is a tornado on the ground heading towards your area right now. And if you're in the Parthenon areas, even north of Parthenon, you need to be taking your proper precautions as well. I'm going to use this for a second here. So let's get a little bit more specific location out for you here. So we're going to switch over here to radar Omega here very quickly here. So you see that here is Murray, here's Parthenon. If you guys are in the Mossville areas, this is impacting you at the time you're receiving this transmission. This is impacting you at this time. If you live along County Road 327 near Parthenon, you need to be in your safe spaces. If you're in Murray, so let's take a look here. This is going to be hanging up over some mountains soon, so possibly some inhibition, but it shouldn't be too much. Daniels Ridge Road hanging up towards Murray, you should be getting off the road and finding a shelter that you can seek. See if I can find any other roads here. Castle Bluff Camp, if you guys are in the camp, you need to find a safe space. If you guys are in, that is County Road 24, as well, heading up towards Shiloh, you need to be in your safe spaces as well. So there's a lot of mountains that this is starting to move over, but it doesn't seem to matter all too much. We've seen tornadoes in these areas quite frequently. So location really doesn't seem to play a factor, or possibly geographical inhibition doesn't really seem to play a factor when it comes to inhibiting tornado development. Murray, Kentucky. Murray, Kentucky is not being impacted at this time. This is Murray, Arkansas. This is in Arkansas, ladies and gents. So I will occasionally zoom out and refer to the state. In fact, I should probably refer to the state more often. Might get another tornado warning here soon for the Marble areas. This is a lot of velocities that are starting to take it up a little bit. and maybe a little bit better of a defined structure as this heads off towards the Marble area, crossing over United States Route 412. Looking back at this, definitely is still producing a tornado, but maybe a little bit weaker, and that may be the case. So I would not be surprised if this is still producing a tornado, even if it is a weak tornado, it is still a tornado. Now, this is Murray, Arkansas. This is Murray, Arkansas. Yeah, Marble, I would advise you guys take your proper precautions. If you're in Alabama, you guys are being impacted by the rain core. You guys are not going to be impacted by a tornado that forms unless you're in the extreme eastern areas. There's the confirmed tornado for the Murray area, as well as Swain. So this is confirmed by radar, located over the upper Buffalo Wilderness area, 14 miles southwest of Jasper, moving northeast at 25 miles an hour. So if you guys are in the Murray area, south of Ponca, you need to be taking your proper precautions. Like I've said, very repeatedly now. Parthenon, like I said, as well as areas west of Jasper, you guys need to be taking to your safe spaces very soon. So areas like Alabama and Marble are probably going to get a tornado warning soon. Maybe west of Osage. This is going to be along State Route 21 as well, north of 421. So that's something to bear in mind. New frame, looks like the structure is getting a bit better, a bit more consolidated. You can see echotops are actually ranging over 50,000 feet. A lot of echotops that are ranging over 50,000 feet on some of these storms. So this may be one of the areas to watch for tornadic development this afternoon, ladies and gents. Maybe one of the main areas that we should be watching out for. A bunch of these mini supercells are firing, so we're going to have to watch out for all of these storms to possibly produce tornadoes. New frame, it looks like it may be lifting. The debris signature may be getting less so at this point. I do definitely still see a rotational signature here. Don't know why they're not warning it. Doesn't seem like there is much of an organized spectrum with drop, but there does seem to be some organization with the storm in terms of the updraft. And additionally, down by Murray, there is some good organization with this as well. Goodness gracious. Where this all come from? Arkansas is popping off. Yeah, we're looking at Arkansas right now. All these came from the mini supercells that fired near the border. So this is all firing around the Fayetteville and Fort Smith areas. Sorry, I'm looking through here for a second. So, folks, if you have any information, like any photos or something like that you're seeing, please be sure to send me this at MJFold54 on Twitter. At MJFold54 on Twitter. You send me that. If you guys have any links for like webcams or anything like that around this area. In fact, I actually have a link that I was sent by the one and only Nathan Snyder here from the other day. And I want to find it, because it would be useful at the moment. That is way too long ago. There we go. So let's see if we can maybe find anything up around these areas that are being impacted right now. So this is heading up towards, this is Ponca, so there ain't much, particularly up and around here. So rip my internet or Morgan's internet. It's not mine. Mine's fine. Thanks. People are saying a new severe watch just got issued, and I don't see it. I don't see it yet. Possibly in a second. But I don't see it at this current moment. There's a mesoscale discussion that has been issued though for North Carolina. Damaging winds and hail, wash issuance unlikely. Nice. One thing I also wanted to look at: severe thunderstorm warning northeast of Syracuse. This line is still trekking on forward. Oh, there it is. Yep, there's the new severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued. I do need to add them to my scroll text, so bear with me here for one moment, folks. Yeah, just looking widespread, bunches of severe thunderstorms that are starting to pop off, particularly across Ohio, some of these areas of southern Indiana, and even Carolinas a bit. Let's drop back here. And does look like it's back down. It could be back on the ground. So folks, like I said, if you're in Murray, you still need to be taking to your safe spaces. Still need to be watching out. Velocity signature near Marble has weakened substantially. So maybe it may have been trying to spin for a little bit, but at this moment doesn't seem like that's the case, which is the good news. So that storm merged, and this one's about to as well, so I don't think this is going to be the most long-lived thing. This is still confirmed via radar. Wow, these things like have... They're all surface-based, so they're probably not going to be very long-lived. I mean, it's not exactly anything out of what we're expecting. Today we're not expecting a whole lot of long-lived stuff. Hey Eric, good to see you. See a tornado watch being issued. They just issued a severe watch, so they're not going to issue a tornado watch for this. 20 less than 2 probs for tornadoes. So 20% chance of seeing 2 or more tornadoes, and basically 0% chance, non-zero I should say, percent chance of seeing 1 or more strong. So that's great. New severe thunderstorm. Why are those getting warned? I'll look at that in a sec. Does look like it is lifted. So, once again, this does look like it's coming off the ground, and that probably is going to be it for this storm. It's about to merge with another one. But we may have another one south of it trying to produce. Down by Salis. Warning updated, still confirmed. So they are still saying that this is on the ground heading towards Murray. So folks, if you are in Murray or Parthenon, you should be still taking to your safe spaces, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the most likely to produce. Not at this time. Yep, it's lifted. So for the moment, at least, it is lifted. So that's the good stuff. That's what we want to see. And that's good news. I should drop over. You know what? I have an easier way to do this. See what's going on up here, because there are a couple severe thunderstorm warnings now for cells that don't seem like warrant it. That they warrant it. Yeah, I would love to know in what world this is a severe thunderstorm. But, you know. What do I know? Maybe a little bit of hail starting to move off towards the Lions Falls area in New York. So this is northern New York, upstate New York, towards Watertown. And then up towards Carthage, you have the miniest of mini supercells that, according to the National Weather Service, in Buffalo is producing 60 miles per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. So, that I'm not sure about. But regardless, there's a severe thunderstorm warning for your area and towards areas of State Route 812. So, watch out for that if you guys are in those areas. This storm down here may be producing some bits and bobs of hail. I would definitely believe that. Very disorganized structure. A lot of hail coming down, probably in the form of a downdraft-ish sort of thing. State Route 12D, State Route 12 as well, towards Lions Falls is going to be impacted. So that's something we're just going to be wanting to watch out for here. So a lot of storms just across the board that are moving through, particularly along the St. Lawrence, hence this special marine warning, which I can't understand. So it looks like we have a hail report coming out of Ottawa here from Caleb McCarty. Penny-sized hail moving through, although it may be larger at this point. I'm going to take a look back, actually. Let's go back here. Take a look. I don't know if... I feel like... Drop back here. Yeah, there's your hail report. There it is indeed, spotter network. Penny-sized hail starting to move on through. If we take a look at the warning that has been issued here, it does mention 140 kilometers per hour wind gusts. So if I do my conversions correctly, it's that times 5/8. It's like 80, 90 miles an hour wind gusts. So a lot of strong damaging winds that are starting to move on towards Ottawa. That would be a damage destructive tag. And if you just take a look, wow, a lot of strong damaging winds now. Look at these almost white colors that are pushing through Ottawa. A lot of damaging wind gusts, a lot of them, just across the board. I'm going to do something here really quickly. Alright. Do this. Drop back here. So, taking a look at this, you can see just across the board, a lot of damaging winds. We have a lot of lightning also going on with this. Is it going to work or not? Hold up. Did velocities just break? No, they didn't. Okay, there we go. It doesn't seem to like this. Sensing a theme. I may have to use it on my second screen, in which I'd have to completely set up something else. But just taking a look at the velocities here. A lot of strong damaging winds moving through Ottawa at the moment. A lot of them. And these are going to continue to push off towards the north and east, just going to go right up the corridor near Orleans, as well as Clarence Rockland. So, excuse me. Look at all these severe thunderstorm warnings. Goodness. One now down by Belleville, it appears. That may have been old, because I don't see much at this point. Yeah, that's probably old. There's also a few up here with these storms. Now associated with those, so we can actually just take a look at those really quickly as well. Yeah. A lot of smaller thunderstorms here. That are producing some strong damaging wind gusts. Maybe a little bit of rotation with this one near St. Alexis de Mont. So maybe that's something to note as this pushes off towards the Shawnigan areas. Near St. Barnabé as well. Yeah, maybe a little bit of a structure. So you maybe have a little bit of a hooking signature around here. So that's hard to tell. Especially considering these radars are not the best quality. But just a lot of activity across the board. A lot of it going on here. Like we got a damage report. 3-inch tree limbs broken. Power poles broken. So this is back west of Ottawa. Which is something to note. What's this? Is this new? This is new. Strong wind gusts and nickel-sized hail. And it mentions that they can produce tornadoes, question mark? Yeah, that ain't producing tornadoes. Let's drop back here. Yeah, maybe that's trying. Maybe. Possibly. It does look like it's been trying for a bit now. Yeah, the more and more that I look at it, the more it just seems like it's starting to pick it up a couple of notches. Oh, that's what I meant to do. Shut up, me. So folks, continue to spread this information with as many people as possible so we can get this out to the people that need it. I'm going to do that. I meant to do that for a while now. So there's that. Okay. So Montreal is not really in the spot that I'd want to be looking at the moment. New tornado warning has been issued. So we should take
tornado
a look at that.
Warning for southern Shelby County in central Indiana.
It's south of Indy.
Southwestern Rush County in central Indiana.
So let's take a look at this. This looks to be with one of the storms that are just immediately south of Indy. So we're going to have to take a look at this. Folks, if y'all are seeing anything on Twitter, be sure to mention me. I'm checking periodically. Wow. So, the Gaylord tornado yesterday has been rated an EF3. It has been rated an EF3 with 140 mile/hour winds. That's pretty ridiculous. Alright, so let's take a look at what we have going on here. 65 mile/hour wind gusts that have been reported out of Edinburgh. Let's take a look at velocities here, and yeah, maybe a little bit of a spin up that's trying to form along the line here. So if you guys are in the Mount Auburn areas, the Waldron, south of Shelbyville, towards Manila, you guys should be taking your proper precautions. Underground or lowest innermost part of your building, particularly a bathroom or closet, with no windows, so you can put as many walls between yourself and the potential tornado as possible. Additionally, if you guys are really anywhere along this line, there are some strong wind gusts that are being produced through Greensburg, probably all the way up towards areas south of Indianapolis. That'd be along I-74, I-65, United States Route 52, all those. So if you guys are really anywhere in these severe thunderstorm warnings, I would advise taking to your proper safe spaces here. But this storm does seem like it will have the potential to produce a tornado here, maybe briefly. I don't know if that's it. It may be. It may be the case that is the tornado. In fact, it probably is a tornado right now. If we look at ZDR, yeah, there's your confirmation. This is a tornado on the ground north of Mount Auburn. So if you guys are, like I said, south of Shelbyville, particularly along State Route 9 in the immediate future, you guys need to be taking to your safe spaces since this is a tornado on the ground at this time. Just taking a look here widespread to see if I can identify anything. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Oh, this is 50,000 foot echo tops too. A lot of overshooting tops on these storms, folks. Goodness gracious. You have a very faint TDS. That's what I'm saying. It may be weak, but it's definitely there. Now it's not. So, you know. Actually, no, it's definitely not. Although I need to wait on this. Because this is still not updated. Oh, that's what I need to do. Give me my phone charger. This is warm. That's not good.
That's my thingy.
So get a new thingy.
No. Actually, it's not even this. Yeah, it is. Oh, no. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. So taking a look at this, not on the ground at this time, not anymore. The CC is not associated with the actual rotation itself, but this could definitely produce again down the line. So if you guys are in those areas, you need to be watching out. Anything else coming to Ontario? Actually, a lot. So if we're looking right now, you guys can just see across the board what we're dealing with here as when it comes to the magnitude of these storms. Can I do this? No, I can't. That's not helpful. All right. Can see what almost is a Boeing segment at this point, maybe around the Ottawa areas and north. And in fact, let me take a look here at velocities. Maybe a bit of a Boeing segment, but just a lot of strong damaging winds across the board. Probably in excess of 80 miles an hour up here. So the Environment Canada has warned this for 140 kilometer per hour wind gust. The only time we've seen 140 mile per hour wind gust was Iowa, that derecho. But do believe I had something tweeted at me. I did. So the severe thunderstorm warning, this one in particular, this one outlined in the box here, if I can draw, that would be convenient. This one outlined in the box here is possible. It is indeed possible. So they are watching for possible tornadic development on this storm. Where, I'm not sure. We'll take a look back at reflectivity. There are a few kinks, maybe a little bit. Possibly one up here north of Templeton, north of Orleans. Wow. Wow. Alright, folks, let's say, I'm gonna just bring this up here. This is the storm that went on in, this is the storm that went on in the Ottawa Valley. This is the storm that went on there. Just look at the visibility plummet. Let's go from the start of this video. You can see the shelf out in the distance, and you can see the trees. But as it gets closer, you can even see the cars on the highway too, but as it gets closer, just visibility plummets. Completely and totally plummets. Wow. A lot of lightning going on too. You lose complete visibility there. Second video of it here via Mystic. Look at all these winds. Look at the trees. Rain's going sideways in these videos. Goodness gracious. It's going straight right to left. So yeah, here's the warning for 90 kilometers per hour wind gusts. So about 60 miles per hour wind gusts that we're talking about there. And a tornado possible tag north of Ottawa, north of the river. So, whole lot of stuff going on with that. Whole lot of things that need to be taken into account here. Whole lot. You can definitely see the maybe like smaller areas of where the rotation would be building up. Possibly talking about areas, like I said, north of Cumberland, north of Buckingham. So that's something that we need to be watching out for very closely across the board here. More severe thunderstorm warnings for New York. But yeah, this Boeing segment's just starting to really run away here from the Ottawa area. Zoom out a little bit and let's just play a loop here. You can see it's really hauling to the north and east here. Really starting to move off. So that's really something you need to be watching out for if you guys are in the Montreal area. Going to be additional storms developing to your south and pushing off towards your area. We're going to have to watch out if you guys are in the Montreal area. Absolutely. Absolutely, you're going to have to watch out. A lot more lightning being produced. Maybe a hooking supercell going on here. So, I'm going to just double check on that. Maybe a little bit of rotation. Maybe. Could be going on here. Wow. I mean, that is a very well-defined supercell, ladies and gents. Hook right there, inflow, unimpeded. It's very small. It is fairly small. But something to watch out for, no less. I'm going to loop this too for a sec. Just developed out of thin air. This storm that I thought might produce earlier has seemed to have disintegrated a little bit. And it also seemed to merge with another storm. So there's something to take into account there. I'm not so sure about that. Maybe de-aliasing. This does seem to have had the structure for a bit. Yeah, maybe it is trying to produce a tornado. Maybe a little bit here. Approaching the river. You're in the St. Casimir areas. St. Marc de Carrier. Carriers. Yeah. Whole lot of these smaller towns. And this is heading right for Quebec. Heading right for Quebec. So that's something to bear in mind. Look at Twitter. What am I looking at Twitter for? Let me bring this back over here. Wow. Alright. This is one video. Looks kind of like a hurricane going on here in Ottawa. A lot of videos across the board coming out of this thing. Got another video here. Crap. See, it's fairly calm at this time period, and then it shows up, and you can see directly left to right, folks. Directly left to right, the movement of the rain. Trees shaking fairly strongly, excuse me. And there it comes. Goodness gracious, ladies and gentlemen. And it goes from 0 to 100 really quickly. Those leaves are probably soaked. See, it's even coming from multiple directions. Yeah, very strong damaging winds that are going on here. There goes the chair. There goes the chair. It is dead. chair has gone. Almost like Iowa derecho. Yeah, similarly, but it's definitely not as strong. Maybe some rotation now starting to form with this storm. Definitely some rotation going on here with the Saint Adelphi storm. That's heading directly east. That one's heading towards Quebec. So, folks, we're gonna need to be watching out for this batch of storms over here. Maybe for some tornadic development as this pushes off towards the east, towards Quebec. This rotating supercell also has some rotation as this heads off towards the St. Barthélemy areas. I'm butchering these names, folks, as well. I apologize, but there's not much I can do. I took French 2 years ago. Trois-Rivières. The storm is going to be heading towards. A lot of hail that seems to be going on with this storm in particular. This group of storms near Shawnigan. That one may also have a little bit of rotation, so a bunch of these storms are really rotating across the board here. Maybe with that southern flank, there is a bit of rotation going on here. So, that's something you're really going to have to bear in mind here, ladies and gents. A lot of activity across the board. Maybe even with this supercell down here as well. So, bunch of these isolated storms that are going to be able to produce tornadoes down the line. Any rotation? If you're referring to Canada, yeah, across the board, like I just showed. So yeah, folks, we gotta continue to spread this information with as many people as possible, alright? A lot of activity going on across the country. In fact, I completely forgot about what's going on here in areas south of Indy, and it does look like it has weakened a little. It does look like it has weakened substantially, but it may have done something else, question mark? I don't think that's no, that should not be a tornado. That should not be a tornado. I don't think it is. Do have a report out of Mount Auburn and multiple trees down, so I want to see if that was where the tornado maybe was. And yeah, the tornado was just north of where that wind report came out of. So possibly a tornado that did occur in Mount Auburn that was producing that damage. So that is something that we need to note as well. Damage threat considerable. Severe thunderstorm warnings across Ohio are really starting to become a little bit more widespread. Severe thunderstorm warning up for Cleveland as well. We're going to take a look at that really quickly. We're just going to kind of bounce around here, unless you guys have a particular area that you want me to look at, and then I will go into that. We're just going to kind of bounce around and try and just get to everything that we can here. This thunderstorm up by Cleveland looks like it's producing a lot of hail, almost 2-inch hail that's going on with this storm. Look at this outflow boundary as well. So you got the storm here, it's producing its hail, and then look at this line here just along it that has this outflow boundary. That is helping the storm produce and helping the storm really gain more structure. Echo tops are approaching 50,000 feet, 46, 47,000 feet with these storms. Bunch of these storms really north of the severe thunderstorm warning as well that could be producing some strong wind gusts. We got Eric Creighton on it, so I'll look through Twitter in his feed later on, see if he has anything going here. See how bad the storms that will be hitting Elyria, Ohio later will be. I should have Google Maps open because I don't know all these places. I apologize, folks, but I hope to take geography sometime. I hope. So Elyria is on the west side of Cleveland. It was right in front of my face. So at the moment, you guys aren't experiencing anything, but you do have some storms that are approaching areas surrounding you, basically. So to the west, you can see up by Cary. Got a severe thunderstorm warning there for those storms. Maybe some bits and bobs of hail as well. South of it, you have a severe thunderstorm warning producing some damaging wind gusts that does have a damage threat considerable tag. That's also something to note. And then even to your east, you have that severe thunderstorm warning for East Cleveland and Euclid. So a lot of stuff going on here across the board. Maybe a little bit of a hooking signature, and echo tops are over 50,000 feet at this point. So this storm really is just shooting off 52,000 feet even as this heads up towards the Burton, Middlefield, East Clarendon, Aquila areas. A lot of stuff going on with this here. Don't think there's much of any rotation associated with this, but I'll wait for a new frame. If you guys have anything really, if you guys really have anything that you want me to see, if you really have anything that you're trying to let me know of, show me again. Keep mentioning on Twitter at MJFold54. I'll continue to show what we have going on here. sorry. There we go. See if there are any cameras for these storms. Yeah, nothing really rotational wise associated with this. A lot of hail, a lot of damaging winds, stuff like that. See if we can see anything with this camera here. Kind of curious. Nah, not much. Trying to look really across the board here to see if I can get any view of some of these storms. Any at all. There's stuff down by Dayton. Maybe there's some stuff to see down there. Let me do this and see if there's anything worth trying to find. Excuse me. Wow, a lot of hail. Goodness gracious. Yeah, a lot of hail going on with these storms, and some strong wind gusts. That's de-aliasing. That is indeed de-aliasing. I thought. Yeah, and folks, just a general statement. Criticize me all you want, I can take it, but think about how it doesn't really help the situation at hand. That's just really how I feel about it. I can take it, throw it at me, whatever you want, but that's not really helping the situation we got going on right now. A lot of severe thunderstorms around Dayton, so I'm going to try and get one of these cameras to hold here. Wow, that looks like a blob of nothing. Looks very damp. And frankly, I don't think... Yeah, that's why. Because there ain't much. It's really messy in the immediate Dayton area. Let me drop back up north to these storms. This storm is still hooking. Heading up towards Masconauge. Masconauge. Yeah, sorry. So, yeah, a little bit of rotation with that, a little bit of rotation with this. The rotation on this has seemed to die out a little bit. The rotation on the northeasternmost storm has seemed to die out a little bit. So that's the good news. That storm really doesn't seem to have the best structure at the moment. Oh, goodness gracious, excuse me. Tree got struck by lightning in my backyard. Hope everyone's good by you. Jesus. That's startling. Did you close the door?
No, the way, because they're trying to figure out food.
So? What does that have to do with
Well,
anything?
they're trying to figure out food with us.
Oh.
So, we gotta figure this out. I know you're busy.
It's even more mid than you, Maureen. I know, right? Like, doesn't really help the thing. Doesn't. So loud, I'm in Ohio. Should I take shelter, yes or no? You're in Beech Grove. Let me find out where that is. Beech Grove, Indiana. So Beech Grove is in the Indy Metro. It's like directly in the Indy Metro. You guys don't really have a need to take your safe spaces now. You're just getting some strong damaging winds at the moment. Maybe not even you getting that. Maybe areas south of that. I'm gonna turn this off. Doesn't help. One limb was 7 inches diameter. Goodness, a lot of strong damaging winds. New tornado warning has been issued.
Tornado warning for southeastern Wayne County in east central Indiana, Union County in east central Indiana, east central Fayette County in east central Indiana, western Preble County in west central Ohio.
So, I did mention how I thought that was de-aliasing. And it very well might be, but this still does seem to have the chance to produce a tornado. Another new tornado warning.
Tornado warning for northwestern Searcy County in north central Arkansas, northeastern Newton County in north central Arkansas, southwestern Marion County in north central Arkansas, southeastern Boone County in north central Arkansas.
So, a new tornado warning for a group of these cells. See if I can find that. It's a lot of de-aliasing, or that's a lot of range folding actually. So we're gonna go back here. Fun times. Ugh. Yeah, again, one of these cells is trying to spin up. One of these mini supercells may have even been the old one that was producing earlier near Swain. Actually, it's probably a separate cell at the moment. It's way south. So, if you guys are in the Western Grove, Pindall, St. Joe areas, you need to be taking to your safe spaces along U65. So this supercell is starting to push off towards your areas, particularly Pindall. If you guys are in those areas, you need to be taking to your safe spaces. Beech Grove is a suburb of Indy. Yeah, I saw that. Really, Indy's not getting a whole lot at the moment. They're getting the back end of everything. So, not too much going on with that. However, crap. What? Oh my goodness. Why is this not? Forget it. Forget it. I'm not doing it now. Forget it. In fact, I'm just going to completely take it off because I don't need it. And now this is range folding, so that's wonderful. So, like I said, if you're in the Pindall area, that may be a thing, but it's really hard to say. This is so far up. This is 8,000 feet up. It's really hard to tell, really, if anything's going on at the moment. Bunch of these supercells are continuing to hook behind it as well. So like I said, regardless of what's going on with the radar, if you're in the Western Grove, Pindall, or St. Joe area, you need to be watching out for this and taking to your safe spaces. Moving back up here. See what we have going on with this Richmond storm. So I did mention how I thought that was range folding, and in fact it probably was. The edge of the storm that will probably be able to produce a tornado, if there is one, is probably down here. I'm confused now. Is this consistent? No, it's not. This radar's just crapping out. So I really can't call this accurately, so I'm really just not inclined to say much of anything on it. Regardless of the fact of the radar, though, if you're in Liberty, Boston, New Hope, or Eaton, you need to be taken to your safe spaces along United States Route 35 and along Interstate 70. I really can't tell a whole lot more about that, though, because that's just a mess. So a lot of these damaging wind gusts are starting to overspread areas of Cincinnati and Dayton, as well as Wilmington. So really just kind of being surrounded at this point. There is a severe thunderstorm warning also for Louisville, so I'm going to take a look at that for a moment. I'm also getting Twitter notifications. So What?
What am I telling you? Because they're trying to do it all at once. They want you to come down. I know you're not going downstairs right now.
Not now, no.
I know.
Outflow boundary does appear to be associated with these storms. The earlier tornado warning for Indiana has been expired. Outflow boundary does seem to be associated with these storms. They're just kind of blowing up here. You guys can see the outflow boundary that's starting to move through Louisville at the moment probably is containing the damaging winds. Just along this line here. You can even see it right there. Yeah, it's hard to identify though. That's the thing. Drop back over here. See if I can see anything. It's great that the 2 tornado warnings are ongoing right now. I can't really see much on. It just makes my life so great. Yeah, I don't think that was a tornado. Drop back here. Yeah, the structures are kind of like not doing well. Not really sustaining all that well. So a lot of gusty winds are ongoing, and I know that much. But beyond that, it's pretty hard to say. New severe thunderstorm watch for areas of Texas. So down through the border of Mexico, talking about the very southwestern areas of Arkansas as well. This cell looks like it's trying to do some. Yeah, this is a hooking signature and a half up here by Chertsey. Come back here. But you have any other tornadoes on Wednesday? Wednesday is hard to say at the moment. Very hard to say at the moment, actually. Should make any AS mock. I don't have the patience. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I don't have the patience. It's fun. It sounds fun. It probably would be fun. But not my thing. And now it's kind of working. So maybe a little bit of rotation ongoing with this. I'm actually just going to use the pen tool on here because it shows up on both screens. Maybe a little bit. It's really hard to say, folks. It's really hard to say. These storms are in southern Canada. So these storms are currently in the areas near Montreal, actually. This storm looks like it's trying to rotate too. This one down here. A little bit of rotation going on here, particularly with the core of this storm. Possibly one here. A lot of stuff just going on, really, all over the place. So maybe there's a little bit of a hooking signature going on here. Possibly a little bit of rotation as well, actually. So yeah, maybe a little bit that's going on here near the Concours areas. Near Trois-Rivières, actually. Trois-Rivières. This is all heading up towards Quebec. Be looking at, yeah, just be looking at this radar for this. Huh. So, 1, 2, and then something is up there. Huh. Never get you to say blank when you're on with Nate. It would make my day. I'll say it when the time is available for me to say it, but not like not the moment. I'm so nervous around tornadoes. I'm 17 at home alone with my younger sister. Yeah, I don't blame you. Tornadoes are a freaky thing, especially when you don't know like much about them, how they're gonna form, how they're gonna develop. What is this? That is a rotation, maybe. Yeah, that just formed. So we're going to have to watch out for that as this pushes off towards the north and east. So this is heading into a fairly nothingness area for a bit, which is the good news.
30 seconds. We can order it up here and you get the points, or I'm ordering it downstairs and you're not getting the points.
Up here, I guess. Okay.
I'm sorry. I know you're busy.
Chat, 2 seconds here.
Very sorry, guys. Order it to the Ridgewood one.
Why?
Because they're getting sushi from Ridgewood.
Okay. Ordering dinner here, folks. I have priorities.
Sorry.
You know, back and forth here. Sphere weather threat on the GFS is capped. Yeah, it always is. It's GFS. I'm around the Columbus area. I'm gonna actually just bounce back here really quickly. Still range folded. This might get warned here soon. This one down by Deer might get warned very shortly. Bless.
Sorry.
They're keeping the tornado warning for Richmond, even though it really doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot. Yeah, this is a mess. I really doubt you're going to get any tornadic development with this line that's heading towards Dayton. It's so messy. Nothing is organized. Nothing at all. What's London, Ontario getting later? I will take a look. I'm just going to...
I'm gonna go ask our fish if we should be placing it right now.
Oh. That's why it doesn't work. Sorry, folks, just taking care of this here. This. Really?
Sorry.
That. You want what?
Cold. 8. Wait, no, yeah, 8. Wait, regular. Customers.
Racist.
No. No. No.
Wow.
Shut up. Where does it say no cheese? Thank you. Wow, you're nice.
Sorry, y'all, I'm doing this really quickly here.
It's for the Ridgewood location? Okay.
Now, I
ASAP,
presume.
yes.
Oh. It just... You know what? It's doing it to my card. Just tell her to pay me back. I'm not doing it. I think that's my thing. No, it's not. I don't know my security card on my own credit card.
Did
That's
just get a new
great.
one, did you not?
No, I haven't activated it yet.
Idiot.
Thank you.
Very.
Okay. It is done. There. Epic. And new tornado warning on cue.
Tornado warning for western Searcy County in north-central Arkansas, northeastern Newton County in north-central Arkansas.
They have pulled the trigger on a new warning for this storm heading up towards, or maybe another storm actually, because this isn't the same area. Yeah, it's for the storm behind it. That is probably trying to produce at this moment. So, there's that. Williamsburg under a tornado warning, Williamsburg, Indiana. Doesn't look like it. Williamsburg doesn't seem to be in a warning at the moment. If you're in the areas of Boston or Liberty or Richmond, you're in a tornado warning if you're in Indiana, but otherwise you are not. Because there's only one in effect. Range folding. Now in both warnings, which is convenient. And new, real good identification of whether or not I can see CC. But if you guys are in the areas of Mount Judea, you need to be in your safe spaces. And that's really just about the only area that is actually in the warning. Someone like to explain to me why there isn't a tornado watch in Arkansas yet? Because these storms are so isolated in nature, they're about to completely cluster, and they're about to move from a west to east trajectory and become damaging winds. There's a 2% tornado risk for there today, and that is it. Whole lot of severe thunderstorms. Are these new? No, those are old. That's still going. Storm in Arkansas right now. Yeah, it's trying. Look at Little Rock radar. Why am I looking at Little Rock radar? Guess I'll look. Doesn't look like there's much to see. Oh. I suppose that's a better view. Yeah, probably. Yeah, it shows that both of these storms are tornadic, so that's what we can confirm. Going on here. Look at one near Saint Obed in Quebec. Ew. The one thing about this is I can't see the town names. I wonder if there's a setting. That's not. I'm gonna map it. Morgan, how long do you plan to stream? A while. Not 100% sure on how long, but a while. That is north of the river, north of Trois-Rivières. Is it this storm? Yeah, it is this. I can't... Here's the thing. Let's outline this. Yeah, that's clear air. If we circle this, maybe that's a little bit of rotation. We circle this down here. Maybe that's a little bit of rotation. This is not. So that's the good thing. So let me bring this back up. Oh, excuse me. No, sit. Go.
Can you
Go away.
then plug in?
No.
Can you?
You can live for a bit.
I will sit and be quiet once you do this for me,
No, you'll sit and be quiet now.
please. What do you-
Crap. No, I wanted. Wrong thing. It's like we have storm initiation down here in Texas. In fact, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for areas northwest of Fredericksburg. See everything from my back door up to Toledo and Fort Wayne. Nothing too suspicious is going down as of yet, but south of me is getting pounded right now. Yeah, I would imagine. You're looking down that way. Yeah, that's why Arkansas doesn't have a tornado watch, is because that's what it's doing. Tornado threat is about to die out in that general area. A lot of damaging winds now starting to overspread much of Ohio. A lot of the areas. Yeah, like you said, Gary, a lot of stuff going on here. We do have those spotty severe warnings in New York, as well as some storms that are developing near the Burlington area. Do also have some stuff up here. Let's just go drop back here for a minute. See what we have going. Yeah, it's a lot of hail. And I think it's being contaminated by said hail as well. Yeah, look at the spike. A lot of hail going on with this storm east of, of Clayton Lake. Excuse me, goodness. So folks, we gotta continue to spread this information with as many people as possible. You've done a great job of getting out the information to the people that need it. Hopefully this is not, and it still is, great. A lot of echo tops on these. A lot, up to 53,000 feet. That's very tall. Very tall indeed. But these storms are about to get embedded within the storm line itself. So, that is the good news. Oh, goodness gracious. These storms do seem to be getting weaker as the line approaches them. Oh, goodness. Does seem like there's spectrum within both of these in the areas that the location would be associated, so that is something interesting to continue to note with these storms. Drop back here. Hard to identify rotation with this, just because of how bad the radar is. No. Ooh. What are you? That might be embedded. It's probably trying to produce right now. It doesn't look like it. Oh, the spectrum width, I don't know how reliable that really is. Maybe a bit of an updraft. I don't think. Doing that. Get out of here for a second. These are weakening substantially at this point. Spectrum width is still evident, but everything's getting range folded now. You'll be gone a little while. We'll be back. A lot clearer right now and quieter. That's good to hear. If you look at western Arkansas, there appears to be a pair of tornadoes. Yeah, that's not... I don't think any of them are producing at the moment. It's really not that... It's pretty difficult to conclude if they are. But I don't think they are at the moment. Oh. They issued a tornado warning for it. Is that showing up on scope? Crap, I did not want to open that. No. That is showing up on scope. So we do have a tornado warning that has been issued here for areas that are just to the west of Sorel-Tracy and north of Montreal. North of Terrebonne. Environment Canada has issued tornado warning for southwestern Quebec. Extra care and attention should be exercised in around the following areas: Berthierville, Rawdon, and Joliet. Environment Canada meteorologists are tracking a severe thunderstorm that's possibly producing a tornado. Damaging winds, large hail, and locally intense rainfall are also possible. So they do seem to think that these storms could have the potential to be producing tornadoes. So, it's like I said, hard to say. It is hard to say. Let's take a look at this. Maybe that's better. Oh, yeah, that is better. Both of these storms are rotating, indeed. So if you guys are in the areas west of Sorel-Tracy, Rawdon, Masonville, those areas, Saint Melanie, Domaine Carillon, Carillon, sorry. You guys need to be taken to your safe spaces. Underground or in your lowest, innermost part of your building, like a bathroom or closet. Bathroom or closet. Crap. Hey, storms do like they're both trying to produce something. So that's not what you want to see, at least from the moment. Drop back here. See if I can determine anything. Yeah, no, these storms are done. These storms are not going to produce anymore. They're pretty weak, and they're being absorbed by the line of storms next to it. So that's just about it for those. It is very active in storms. Yeah, it is indeed. Yeah, a lot of damaging winds I'm observing, but not much that can be really be taken as tornadic. At least not right now. It's really hard to say if really any of this is spinning. Particularly around here. Bristol, Tennessee. Tennessee should not really be impacted too much. Yeah, if you're if you guys are north of this crap, hold up. Okay, so if you're north of I-40, west of Nashville, then maybe you're getting some severe activity today. But other than that, there isn't too much severe weather going on around your areas. 1-inch hail approaching Cincy. Yeah, a lot of stuff across the board here, folks. A lot of it. Severe thunderstorm warning for Leakesville, Mississippi. Is there really? Yeah, there is. Stuff does seem to be forming in Mississippi, so we should take a look at that. These storms are moving directly north. And very slowly at that. Goodness. Does storm just disappear? How does that work? Ottawa, Canada. Ottawa had a lot of hurricane force wind gusts a little while ago. Yeah, the storm just disappeared. Nice. That's an interestingly shaped marine warning. I guess if they want to do it that way, it's a way to do it. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of bits. Seeing a lot of hail, really across all of southeastern Mississippi, just across the board on a very general note here. It's a snooze fest down here right now. Yeah, looks like it. So you have this line that's formed and is possibly going to produce some severe hail and wind gusts as it moves through northwestern Tennessee and western Kentucky. You have these lines up here. Indiana and Ohio. Also trying to produce some strong damaging winds, and in fact, producing strong damaging winds. And some large hail isolated. Give the weather Oneida for Oneida, New York. Yeah, I'm gonna just do that for a minute here. I want to look at this here. Yeah, alright. And this is doing not much. In Rochester, sunny and high. Yeah, in the mid 80s, mostly cloudy. Yeah, sounds accurate. So Oneida is east of Syracuse. Yeah, east of Syracuse. It's around the Utica area, west of the Utica area, basically in between these two. So it's not showing up. There it is. So right now, You're not getting a whole lot. You're in the slight risk for severe thunderstorms this afternoon. But at the moment, not too much is going on. Not a whole lot up there. That's a name. So, folks, while we don't have... tornado warnings have been canceled. While we don't have the most stuff ongoing, I'm going to do myself a favor here and look at what we may be for tomorrow. Tomorrow we might also be dealing with some severe storms on a more localized basis. Yeah, probably not. Trying to see if I can justify any kind of chase for myself tomorrow. And I really can't. I really can't. Tornado near Joliet. There's no tornado warnings in effect. Wow, that clustered badly. Boeing segment's still going bonkers. Let's check back on this. There's something there. There's some things there, but it's not much. At least not from what I can tell on these radars. It's really not much. Whole lot of damaging winds though. A lot of them approaching the Terrebonne area. Sorel Tracy, new tornado warning, Trois-Rivières. All those areas are starting to get approached.
Tornado warning for northwestern Searcy County in north-central Arkansas, east-central Newton County in north-central Arkansas, south-central Marion County in north-central Arkansas.
Why? It's all clustered. How is this even trying to produce? Oh, that's what. What's very... Alright, well, some of the areas that were in a tornado warning a few minutes ago are in another one, so that's a thing. If you guys are in the areas of Snowball, Gilbert, St. Joe, you need to be taken to your safe spaces along I-65 in those same areas that were impacted 30 minutes ago. But it's hard for me really to say anything going on right now with these storms because, again, we're looking up so high. And that's de-aliasing to crap. So yeah, we'll monitor it. We'll keep that in mind that this could be trying to produce. There's a bit of an updraft with it, but I can't say much of anything because I don't want it to be inaccurate. Really tired and I don't know why. What's going on here?
Can you release plug in for me?
No.
Why?
Um,
I kind of need the laptop charger.
can work without it for now.
No, I really can't.
You can.
No. Gonna die.
Oh.
You left your cameras on.
So it looks like it has a left flank velocity enhancement, which is nice. It's usually a signal of storms that may be trying to produce tornadoes some point in their lifespan. I don't know about this one though. Try and see something here. This is very messy and very windy. I don't know when I have to go, but I might have to go early. Earlier, at least. Like, closer to the top of the hour than anything else, it might have to be the case. I'm trying to see, like, what the threat of anything really going tornadic is. This is obviously everything in the 2% and all that. But yeah, I'll see what I'll see what's happening throughout the hour. I may have to end fairly early. I should have severe thunderstorm warning for the clustering behind it. 15 kilometers north of Montreal. I've never seen the sky this dark right now. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on up at you guys. A lot of stuff. And that's not much. Very messy. That is a lot of hail. I'm looking in Texas and trying to figure out what really is going on here, and it's not much. It's a lot of hail, and it's clustering immediately. Dallas, Texas. Dallas might get some stuff later on, but at the moment, not much. Dallas is south of most, or north of most of the stuff that's ongoing. Sorry, I'm looking at a few things here, folks. Trying to get a better idea. Stuff going on the next couple of days. Severe in Texas, 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts. That's an interest. Yeah, that it does have 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It's kind of funny. He's under a new severe thunderstorm watch in the moment. I believe so, yeah. Really, they're not in one. I don't think. No, they are. Yeah. Drop back north. So nah, that ain't much. What is this? It's just right in the middle of it. What's happening in Dayton, Ohio? A lot of strong damaging wind gusts, from my recollection. And they are starting to get hit with a large line at this point. Really no tornadic threat with this, I don't believe. Maybe a bit of one. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh. Um. Crap. My name is Morgan, and I'm not doing this correctly. So this is like right here. Yeah, maybe there was just that. In fact, maybe there still is. So I'm looking at this webcam here, ladies and gents. That's like right in the middle of Dayton. And I don't know if this is just me, but there is definitely a lowering, like, right in there. It's hard to say, maybe a wall cloud. But it's becoming harder and harder to see now because of all the rain. But just make sure you can see on screen. Yeah. So I think you guys should be able to see what I'm referring to in the silhouette. There's a lowering there and a lowering there. Your wall cloud would be here. It's very hard to say though, and this is right in Dayton, right in downtown Dayton. Yeah, if there is a wall cloud, I don't think there's any danger of it producing a tornado. Particularly right now, it's very linear. We have Dallas cams. I want to see. I may. I do. I don't expect to see much. It's very hazy. Very, very hazy. Not a whole lot going on that's visible. Looks like it's sunny, but visibility is pretty crap. That's really all there is about that. Take a look down by here and see if we can determine anything. New tornado warning.
Tornado warning for North Central Stone County in North Central Arkansas, Central Izard County in North Central Arkansas.
Is it an extension? Probably. I don't see anything else that would go tornado warn. It's probably just an extension. Maybe it's that. Maybe that. It is that. Yeah, Supercell just fired off near the Mount Olive area. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to. It might have produced right then, and that's inflow. If you guys are in the Mount Olive or Boswell areas, you need to be taking your safe spaces now in Arkansas. It's hard to say at the moment whether or not this thing is producing because again we're looking up so high. It's probably not real Dallas. Clouds is gray, not white. Or clouds are white, not gray. That's tomatoes, particularly when you're looking through a camera. Yeah, it's a very consolidated rotation, although we are looking up high. So we're really not going to be able to determine if there's a tornado down with this unless we get a correlation coefficient drop, because it's just that far away. Yesterday in Aberdeen, New Jersey, there was a tornado reported. Beg your pardon. Are you serious? Yeah, 510. There was an EF0 in Aberdeen. That's great. So yeah, folks, I'm gonna just kind of take a look over the next 10 minutes, and if nothing's really going on, I am going to end the stream, because I do have family at my house currently. When's dinner?
They probably already got it.
Mm. Yeah, unless there's something significant going on, probably around 5:30. I'm gonna have to get out of here. Might be another tour between the two. Possibly. That one's not as strong.
Sorry.
This one's also weakening fairly quickly as it approaches Mount Olive. Here we're gonna have to see. That's a velocity spike. What in the heck? Can't tell if it's doing anything because we're looking so high. It's pitch black this morning. Even the streetlights came on. Yeah, I think you guys got some thunderstorms this morning, if I recall looking correctly last night. You just heard the door.
You heard it now, but you didn't hear it earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
So yeah, like I said, I was right. So thanks.
Yeah, at least you heard it this time.
Yeah.
Would have been better if you heard it earlier.
So I am probably gonna head off in 7 minutes or so if stuff is really not imminently producing. I'm gonna check back up in Canada. Nebraska is going to be 28. What does that mean? State of Nebraska is not 28 years old. So check back up here. One, maybe two. That may actually be trying to produce right now. Spectrum width is useless. Yeah, it's just the storm itself. Huh. Tornado warning got expired or canceled, or one of the two. I thought you were temperatures. Okay, sorry, my bad. This was never that cold, and the snow was made Dallas -8. Yeah. In February 2021, you had all the ice issues to boot. So. Oklahoma went from 100 degrees to freezing. Crazy. I mean, Denver went from 85 to a snowstorm the other day. And I know that because the Mets game got canceled because of it. So. Two storms in Texas have rotation. That's barely rotation and it's really high up. I'll check this storm. I'll use this radar. Maybe that'll help. But. Question for you: think severe weather threat Monday will move further north? Monday, I don't think. Take care, everyone. Of course. Yeah, I don't see much rotation in Texas. I really don't. At least not at the moment. There is a damage threat considerable tag, though, for golf ball size tail per radar indication. So that's something to note. But other than that, I don't really see anything too tornadic ongoing with this. Let's take a look over here near Burlington. It looks like there's a few storms approaching the area. Alright. Stuff going on up there, too. Yeah, a lot of damaging winds. Goodness gracious. So if you guys are in the Burlington area, I would advise seeking shelter. There are a lot of strong damaging winds that are about to start to move through your area. Germany yesterday. Yeah, Germany yesterday was pretty ridiculous. I'm in PA. We're under the gun. No, you're not really. I wouldn't say under the gun. You do have the possibility to get some severe thunderstorms this afternoon, but it's not that high. You're not in too much of a threat. Alright, I am... Oh, okay, I thought that said something else. PA does get it. We have 2 yesterday. Not as much from what I saw. New tornado warning, of course, as I need to get out of here.
Tornado warning for West Central Stone County in North Central Arkansas, Northeastern Searcy County in North Central Arkansas, South Central Baxter County in North Central Arkansas.
I love bots. Should make my thing subscriber only just for the sake of that. Thinking. So another tornado warning for Arkansas. Let's see. It is for that middle cell. It may actually be just an extension. But I do need to get out of here. So, I do hope that I was able to help some people today throughout the stuff that went on here. It was really hard to say for some of these storms, considering that you really weren't able to tell whether or not they were producing. But I do hope I was able to provide some help. I usually live stream longer than this, but this is a different situation. I kind of just live streamed on impulse, and I have other things to do. So I am probably going to get out of here. It doesn't look like anything really is too much of a threat at the moment. And I certainly will be streaming more for events like this in the future. This is a very low-end threat as these things go. So I do appreciate everyone that came in and helped spread the information to as many people as possible. There will be more streams like this coming. I am trying to work on my watch hours so I can start to hit that monetization point. But from there, we're really just going to try and figure out... Crap, what was I going to say? We're just going to try and figure out how to get this information out to more and more people, really try and increase the amount of coverage that we do here. Especially considering as I get closer to the end of the year. And then over the summer, I really can't even stream much because I'm going away for half the summer anyway, so... Yeah, but that's really going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning into this severe weather coverage live stream. If you guys didn't enjoy this, please be sure to leave a like right down below. It really does help me get this information out to more people in the future. And does show your support. I do appreciate that. Also, hit the subscribe button if you guys are new around here and enjoy the information, and click the notification bell if you guys want to be notified every time I go live or post a new severe weather coverage video. That's going to do it for me. What I was going to say, I can't remember now. I can only remember it partially. But continue sending me stuff later on if anyone sees it, because I'm going to be curious throughout the night to see what goes on with all of that. In Canada, really across the continental U.S., whatever it may be. So, if you guys have anything about that, send it to me. But that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Morgan J. Fold, and we will see you next time.